Hello, you're watching Avenue X, and today let's talk about 莲花楼, Mysterious Lotus Casebook. This is a 40 episodes period drama that has finished airing for a while on the web platform iQIYI plus CCTV8 satellite television. While it was on air in China, I was also in China. I had a really volatile schedule, so I couldn't stick to watching the drama. I have done my due duty and finished watching the entirety of the 40 episodes. So this video is my final review on this drama. I'll put the relevant information on screen. Since you're watching this video, you probably have watched this drama already. You know it's led by Cheng Yi, Zeng Shunxi, Xiao Shunyao, Wang Herun, Chen Duling. It's one of the two best performing period dramas during summer this year from Chinese dramaland. The other one is the Tencent drama Lost You Forever. I also know at the end of this airing of this drama, they did a rather successful concert compared to the other dramas concert that got ranted about by everybody. On my 7-level scale, personally, I'll give this drama a 1 gold mine rating. I know it probably would anger certain people because you really love this drama, and this drama was one of the more popular ones this year, and I also know it has a pretty high score on Douban, although I think it's seriously inflated. As usual, let me quickly introduce you to the story, although I don't think it's actually that necessary, but let me just talk about it and then we're gonna go into the details. This drama is based on an existing novel. Our main character, played by Cheng Yi Li Lianhua, is a doctor who has a secret identity. He was one of the most promising fighting stars of the wuxia world in this drama setting when he was a very young and hot-headed young man. He had a huge battle with another very good at fighting guy, played by Xiao Shunyao. After that legendary battle, he disappeared from the view of everybody in Jianghu, so people presume he's dead, although he's not, but he got poisoned and pretty much losing all his abilities. He lives under this disguise for a decade or so until finally something happens in Jianghu again that involves him and eventually lead him having to reveal his true identity and meeting his old friends and lovers and enemies and having to deal with the debt that he has incurred in his past and he has to pay. He is, if we have to pick the definitive lead of this drama, although this drama technically has 3 main male leads. The other two being Zeng Shunxi, a much younger guy who has just entered the Jianghu and who is a private fan of Cheng Yi's character's previous iteration in the world. And then the third male main character is Li Lianhua's previous mortal enemy, who is always trying to pick a fight with Li Lianhua because he just never was happy that there's no clear verdict about who wins at their decades ago battle. So these 3 guys somehow ended up together and they have to go on this journey of solving a lot of cases while the ghosts of the past eventually come back and haunt them. That is the rough outline of the story. Now let's get to the part where we pick it apart. After watching the whole thing, I totally understand why this drama could perform pretty well during summer, because this summer, technically speaking, in Chinese dramaland, we really didn't have a definitive, explosive, hot one. By my standard of a good period drama that has a case-solving nature, maybe it's a mediocre to barely good drama. It's still on the positive end because we have a lot more crappy stuff to compare with. That's the current unfortunate state of Chinese dramaland. Its overall aesthetics of using cameras telling stories is in a very reasonable range. Thinking about it's being mainstream and trying to earn money, but at the same time not completely giving up on what they're trying to achieve from a storytelling's point of view. Basically not the type of drama that's made to launder money or being an exclusive fandom service. This drama is based on a script that has been worked out carefully in terms of making characters consistent in their motives, in their goals, in their arc, and also plot-wise, things link up. And the continuity doesn't have significant logic problems, which is the basic requirement of basically any dramas, I think. But unfortunately, these days, we've had a lot of dramas that completely doesn't care about that at all and just throw it out of the window and do whatever it likes. Ding! And that's not the only one this year, okay? I'm just using that as an example. Another positive thing about this drama is I overall enjoyed the 3 main male leads' interaction and their chemistry. I don't think it has worked maximum or the best or the most impressive among all the CPs I've shipped ever since I started this channel. This 3 guys pack wouldn't go up to the top 5 list, but it is not bad. And I totally see what is adorable and lovely about that. Then the final thing that I enjoy about this drama is the overall outside of the drama things that's happening to it, to do with the main lead actor's attitude towards promoting their drama. This drama overall is very harmonious, within and without. These days, unfortunately, things are very polarized in everything. A lot of dramas, when you go into watching them, you know you're heading into also potentially some really ugly fandom fights and trolling on internet and temper tantrums of internet users. Very fortunately, this drama has very little. The concert went really well. It kind of wrapped it up nicely and give it a very good aftertaste. So overall, I don't regret the time I've spent watching the 40 episodes drama, although I do think they can do something to definitely improve my experience of that. In no particular order of importance, first, case-breaking quality of this drama is just enough to get a pass. And I know this is not really a detective drama, although it has the detective drama structure of multiple cases getting broken while our main character's personal life storyline gets pulled out. All have been seen, all have been done, and have been done much better by many other dramas that have probably lesser of a budget or less of a promotional effort. And if you just want to compare that to recent couple of years probably made an impression period detective drama, including Ancient Detective, including Imperial Coroner, including Strange Tales of Tang Dynasty, this drama's case-breaking quality is lesser than all of those mentioned above. And often you feel it is there because it has to be there, otherwise they wouldn't have a 40 episode drama, they would have a 24 episodes drama, and maybe that will actually be a more exciting drama. I don't necessarily enjoy intellectually or emotionally the long episodes they have one after another breaking those cases, but you're hanging in there because you want to pick out the little bit personal story among the three guys, particularly between Zheng Shunxi and Cheng Yi's character, about the young guy trying to figure out who this older guy is, but then he is so stupid that when the clues are so clear in front of his eyes, he just completely doesn't see it. Stupid! He only just changed the color of his costume and he had a half-transparent veil on his face and you can't recognize it's the guy. Those are the parts that I enjoy about this drama, and all the cases are just kind of has to be there, but they're not interesting. Had the cases been better written, more exciting, better filmed, better told as detective stories, it will make this drama so much better. Point number 2, a point that may get me murdered by fandom, but what do I care? I have angered enough fandoms from Chinese drama land. So let's talk about line delivery. Something that seriously impacted my enjoyment of this drama and constantly pulls me out of the story. This drama does use original voices of the actors and actresses, which is worth encouraging. But I think one thing about that is if you use their original voice, then they have to be good enough. The unfortunate situation of this drama is for our three main male leads who have the most amount of screen time and most amount of lines added together. The guy who can speak the best lines in Mandarin and deliver it in the dramatic sense is Xiao Shunyao, who is actually not a professional actor, but he has the least amount of lines. And he's absent from a large chunk of the story, and then when he shows up, he doesn't speak. Then for the other two guys, Cheng Yi and Zheng Shunxi, they have their own problems in Mandarin, in period drama acting. I have to add that many because period drama acting in Chinese Mandarin, I'd say has a higher requirement of your line delivery ability compared to if you're doing a contemporary Chinese drama. Both actors, I've seen them in contemporary dramas, they still speak with their own voice. It sounds a lot better when they are playing contemporary roles because they're talking more like a normal humans of 21st century. Whereas compared to a period drama with a fictional setting with a lot of vocabularies that's not used in contemporary language, and also it's a wuxia, it has stuff that doesn't exist really in reality. That problem comes out so much stronger. Zheng Shunxi, Mandarin is not his native language. He's best at Cantonese, and when he speaks Cantonese, he's like a proper man, although he still has his puppy eyes. He just feels like a different person. And so much better at acting and so much at ease with his acting when he speaks Cantonese. Unfortunately, this drama is in Mandarin, and his Mandarin is not good enough. He chops his lines very seriously, which means he's very monotoned. He does that to every of his character. He doesn't link them together. He doesn't make a particular word shorter or the other one stretch it out more so that you have the idea of which one you're trying to emphasize, your meaning of that particular line you're speaking. That part is really problematic in his line delivery. Plus, he doesn't fully do his consonants. Beginning and end consonants, often he doesn't fully pronounce them. It's really laborious, basically, to listen to him talk long paragraphs. Then for Cheng Yi, he's had this problem from day one, and never corrected it or never really tried to work on it. So it's still the situation where he talks as if he has water in his mouth and he's just running it out, stirring his tongue with the invisible water in his mouth. And sometimes he's so lazy to clearly pronounce each character, he would just like blend them together. Sometimes they land safely with a line that sounds perfectly fine. Then the next line is like, you don't know what to expect. And I know this will not mean anything to people who completely do not understand Mandarin by their ears. But the hardest obstacle I had watching through 40 episodes of this drama is the line delivery. That leads me to talk about the problem of the overall declining production standard and quality of Chinese dramaland. No specific person can be said responsible for the entirety of the picture, but then everybody contributes to the overall declined, very, very declined industry standard. Before the rush of capital into the industry back in earliest 2014, 2015, dramas weren't really made for fandom services. They are, yes, made for making money, but they are made by people who are professionally trained in knowing how to tell a story on screen, and they have almost a silent agreement of what is the proper way of doing it. For example, you have a 20 episodes drama, then you have to fit that much content in it. You don't have the incentive even to just water it down to 40 episodes so you can sell it for more money. That doesn't exist earlier on, let alone any other things we have these days, such as making the lead actor look better because fandoms and all that. Now it is just being influenced by too many outside of the drama making industry itself things that overall we see a decline of the quality of productions. And therefore we have dramas like Lotus Casebook that with its basic structures would be written much better 20 years ago. And then when it comes to actual production, none of those main leads will be casted because they wouldn't qualify enough. Really, it's not specific to Lotus Casebook because this is industry standard. This is what gets done 99% of the time these days in Chinese dramaland. Because of that is the only available resources and choices you have. Like, what else can you do? You just have to make do with it. People are very overtly polite these days about anything because we are all worried about that we are just like, not being politically correct, or we are being perceived as discriminatory or whatever. Everyone is saying, oh, but he's lovely in that way, but he's lovely in this way. Every director secretly in their hotel room, behind the scenes, rant about their crappy actors they have to use if they can't do something properly. Not gonna tell you in your face, even producers, they're all gonna say, oh, good, because you bring us traffic. Cool. But they know who is good at doing professional job and who is crap, or who is acceptable and who is like, yeah, but then that doesn't work. Everybody knows, it's just like they don't say it. So to further extend what I have just said and probably angered a lot of people from the point of everybody is being overly nice, the ending of this drama, I think dramatically, and also the story structure-wise, and also to respect Li Lianhua and Li Xiangyi, this character as the main character in his arc, there's no way you can have a different ending other than he dies. And he has to die. If he doesn't die, your whole character's life journey story becomes a joke. A proper, with right attitude from the creatives team ending would be clearly telling you this guy is dead. In the drama, they kind of tell you 80%, but then they give you a very ambiguous extra snippets, and with a shot that nobody knows what you mean. It is so vague. Where are your balls? I believe as creatives, you have your own idea about what your story is and what the characters are and what you think is right for the story, and just say it. I just feel giving very unclear, ambiguous, and trying to make everybody happy ending is really wrong and defeating and lazy and basically being a coward. Have your cake and eat it. Probably I'm blowing it out of proportion a little bit, but I wasn't happy with that very ambiguous extra bit they put at the end of the story that you just don't know how to interpret. He should just be dead, and you should be so clear about that. You don't have to put it in the shot like he's dead there. Like it may not be aesthetically agreeable and not poetic enough, but like just make sure that everybody gets the message, he's dead and gone and it's done. He knows he's gonna die by doing this and that, and he thinks it's more important to do those things than, like keep himself alive. Therefore, you should respect the character as the character to give him what he deserves, not like that God knows what it means, short. Overtly people-pleasing is basically being disingenuous, and at the end of the day, it's not going to serve anybody any good. But that's just my opinion, okay? So these are the things I can think of while I was watching the drama and after I've watched drama and mulled over my experience of watching this drama for over a week and finally sat down and make this video. And if you love Mysterious Lotus Casebook dearly and you think I just speak a load of crap, that's all fine. And I'm actually really impressed that you managed to sit through this video until this point. As for others who have similar opinions as I do about this drama, well, don't get overexcited. We have similar opinions is unlikely to give you an extra minute to live in your life. That should wrap up my final review on the drama 莲花楼 Mysterious Lotus Casebook. Thank you for watching X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy